My alarm clock screams at me every morning, but today it will literally be an understatement. As a haunted house actor, I spend my days painting faces white as a sheet, chasing down demons and getting lost in the shadows. My evenings are filled with giving terrified guests a scare they won't soon forget. And while my job might seem like one big joke, there's a lot that goes into making a haunted house terrifying. And not just a bunch of silly string. If you want to learn what it really takes to haunt a house, then let's get started. Before we jump into the abyss of the macabre, let's start with the basics. Who am I? Well, I'm your average Joe by day, dedicated to giving people the scare of their lives by night. While my identity remains a secret for safety reasons, I've been haunting houses for years and I'm here to spill all the beans. From face paint to fake blood, we'll take you through the essential tools of our trade. Then I'll share some tips on how to avoid getting spooked yourself while working in a haunted house. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. So let's dive right in. First things first, face paint. Forget the old adage about faces being pale as sheets. Because in the haunted house industry, we keep it classic with good old white paint. A little goes a long way in transforming you from ordinary Joe to spooky specter. And let's not forget the grand finale, the finishing touch that sends shivers down visitors' spines, a nose made of latex. Don't worry, it's comfortable enough to wear 4 hours on end. Once you've got your face, paint, and nose in place, you're halfway to becoming a haunting masterpiece. But we're not done yet. Next up, the costume. In our haunted house, I prefer to go shirtless, showing off my toned physique that I worked hard to achieve. Unfortunately, due to recent incidents involving chainsaw mishaps, management has requested that we refrain from wearing necklaces while on the job. So necklaces have to go safety first. Though, right? The last thing we need is another chainsaw incident. Speaking of chainsaws, they're actually not allowed in the house anymore. After the last chainsaw Jim left, well, we decided it was best to retire them. Chainsaws and haunted houses don't really mix. You know, chainsaws and people in general don't really mix. As for shoes, we keep it simple with black socks and non-slip grip shoes. Safety hazard, slippery floors, you know the drill. Plus, it's easier to move around quickly and quietly without making a sound. We haunt, not lawn. Finally, a prop to complete the look. I personally prefer carrying a meat cleaver, a nod to my favorite slasher flick, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Hey! A guy's gotta have his interests. Now that you've got the tools to become a haunting pro, let's talk about staying safe in the scariest workplace around. First up, communication is key. We rely on walkie-talkies to coordinate scares and keep an eye on each other. Working alone is never a good idea in a haunted house. Stick with your crew and stay connected. It is also essential to establish a signal with your fellow haunts, so you know when it is time for a well-coordinated scare or a quick chat between scares. Let's face it, teamwork makes the dream work in haunting. And now for some insider tips on avoiding those pesky visitor injuries. Always keep an eye out for obstacles in your path. Whether it's a rogue prop or a piece of furniture that's seen better days, you'll want to ensure the path is clear for both you and your guests. Nobody wants to trip over a ghost. Speaking of guests, always be mindful of their safety and comfort. No running or roughhousing allowed. It's not a mosh pit. It's a haunted house. And remember, no live weapons. Leave the real tools of terror at home. We stick to fake blood and guts for maximum scares and 0 hospital visits. That's my motto. Finally, know your limits. If a prop feels unsafe or a scare tactic seems too intense, speak up! Your safety and that of your guests should always come first. A haunted house can be a thrilling experience for both visitors and those who bring the scares to life. Just remember to prioritize safety and communication, and you'll be well on your way to becoming a haunting pro. Alright? So I might be a master of the macabre, but even I need to warm up before I can unleash my inner ghoul. Picture this. It's 6 p.m. and my shift is about to start soon. So I head to the haunted house early to prepare. Now, here's where things get interesting. I don't just show up and put on a mask. I have a pre-show ritual, if you will, to get into character. I do jumping jacks to pump my heart and turn up the creep factor. But don't worry, I save the scares for later. I listen to music to get pumped up and focus on my breathing exercises to calm any nerves. Some even break out into song and dance. Yes, we're a dynamic bunch. Once I'm feeling loose and ready to scare, it's time for the main event. Makeup! Now, I'm not talking about a simple swipe of mascara here. This is serious business. I've got a full face of special effects makeup to apply. And it is a work of art. Let me tell you, I start by covering my entire face with a white base, which is the first step in achieving my ghastly look. Then I add layers of black and dark gray makeup around my eyes and across my forehead, transforming myself into a creature of the night. The final touches include black streaks down my temples and a horrifying nose that would put Pinocchio to shame. It's grotesque, it's stunning, and it's all part of the transformation. With my makeup complete, it's time to put on my costume. I slip into my signature black shirt, black pants, and black socks. And don't even ask me where I got my hands on a shirt that reads, "I survived the haunted house." Because if I tell you, it wouldn't be a surprise, would it? And finally, I grab my trusty meat cleaver, my companion for the evening, and I'm ready to scare. Now that I'm all dressed up and ready to haunt, it's time for the next crucial part of my evening, warming up my voice. You see, being a haunted house actor isn't just about the makeup and the costume. It's also about delivering the ultimate scare with my voice. I practice my creepiest growls, shrieks, and whispers, ensuring that my vocal cords are ready for a night of terrifying screams. Think of it as vocal warm-ups before a big game, except instead of touchdowns, we're aiming for screams. But I'm not done warming up yet. I need to stretch out those vocal cords. So I start with some basic hums and scales, hitting those high notes and letting my voice resonate throughout the house. It may sound strange, but warming up my voice is just as important as stretching my muscles to prevent any vocal strain during a night of frights and delights. And let's not forget about projection. Being heard by guests is crucial to delivering a good scare, which is why I practice projecting my voice to reach every corner of the haunted house. There's nothing more disappointing than a scare that goes unheard. So I make sure my voice carries through the darkness, echoing and bouncing off the walls. Finally, it's time to put my makeup and costume to the test. I take a stroll through the haunted house, practicing my scares and timing my movements. I want to make sure I look and sound terrifying in the dimly lit halls and shadowy corners. With my voice fully warmed up and my confidence at an all-time high, I'm ready to greet and freak out guests all night long. And with that, my friends, I'm off to work. For the next few hours, I'll be lurking in the shadows, jumping out at unsuspecting guests and sending chills down their spines. And while it may seem like a simple job of scaring people, there's a lot that goes into making a haunted house truly terrifying. From the makeup to the costume, the voice warm-ups to the carefully planned scares. Every detail counts when it comes to providing an unforgettable night of frights. So if you ever visit a haunted house this Halloween season, remember the dedication and hard work that goes into creating the scares that make your heart race. And who knows, maybe you'll even catch me in action. Just don't blame me if you lose your nerve and drop that sheet. After all, it's just another Tuesday night for a haunted house actor like me.